You know, over the past few months, I've been feeling kinda weird. You know, kinda quirky. So, why not make a video on being weird?
Do you think that's a weird idea, huh? Weird and quirky and cool?
You're so small.
Yo, I promise he loves me. Normal. Conforming to a standard, usually typical or expected. Going with the collective, the popular opinion. Rejecting the idea of being quirky and fitting in with these niggas. A thing a lot of people now vehemently express themselves to be against, but put in practice, a lot of niggas fall flat on standing out because they miss one key detail. To be truly weird, you gotta have been truly weird. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'll elaborate in like the video, like right now. Don't mind the band-aid here, piercings healing. Don't want you guys to see my horrible, disgusting face. Hey, beanbags, if any of you are from Wyoming, you're not. It's not a real place, but I got some real shit to spit to y'all. And by that, I mean another event piece like all of these videos typically are. Today, we're talking about being weird and being normal. I could give you the dictionary definition of being weird, but you already know. You're the outlier. You don't fit in with these niggas. You're not the blueprint. You don't stand out. At least it used to be that way. Now, there are a lot of things that are considered weird. Weird food, weird songs, weird shows, weird people. I'm a weird person, and I have been one since birth. I was a weird kid in school. I have and still do have my same weird group of friends from grade school. We just so happen to mostly all go to the same high school. It was pretty cool. Growing up weird in school is not exactly the easiest thing. I wasn't getting shoved in lockers and shit. I wasn't getting swirlies, right? But I wasn't, you know, the person that everybody wanted to talk to. People took advantage of my lack of social skills and need for friends, or just didn't talk to me at all. And in case y'all ain't know, you get made fun of for being weird. Having a weird little haircut, not wearing the right shoes, the right pants, not saying the right words, not listening to the right music, not watching the right shows. They were watching Mid-Power. I was watching Power Rangers. Fortunately for me, I stayed weird. I kept Beat City weird, bitch. But the difference between weird me now and weird me in like elementary and middle school was my lack of social awareness. Like I tried to express, that lack of understanding is what made me pretty weird in the first place. When you're a kid growing up, obviously you start school, and school is very important for a lot of things. Obviously education, but also social skills. And social skills are very essential. Let's not pretend that they aren't. If you think you can get through this lifetime without socializing just a little bit, you're wrong. Now, starting off school with social skills, either you got them or you don't, and you gotta get them. And if you don't got them, you get made fun of for not having them. If you don't got them, you're seen as a weirdo. And I was seen as a weirdo in grade, middle, and high school. And I said I was seen as a weirdo because of my lack of social skills, but also because of my different interests. Now, like I said, I was watching Power Rangers and they were watching adult shit because kids always want to be adults. Kids see adults and they see TV and they're worried about being mature and super cool and awesome and not worried about being a kid. But you see me, I was worried about being a kid. A cool kid who punched shit until it exploded and had explosions in the back of them, you know, because no reason. Colored explosions, because they're fire. But the kids obviously were not on the type of time that I was. I remember when I was like 12 in middle school, kids were making fun of me for not knowing what the word virgin meant. When I was like 12 in middle school, worried about, you know, being a kid. Like they would make fun of me for one, not knowing what is and also not having sex, but like I'm 12. But yeah, school's the start of kids wanting to fit in so bad, wanting to be normal. And kids will make fun of you for not being normal, because being normal is just so cool, and you know, conformity is awesome, and you're supposed to fit in with the crowd, or else you're just a weirdo that everyone's gonna point and laugh at because you're weird, and being weird is terrible. Remember routinely getting made fun of for not doing the same shit other kids would be doing. And it's funny because now you got so many pretty privileged ass, obviously popular in school ass people that want to be weird and quirky online. And you can tell that they force it, but they just don't understand. You can usually tell when niggas been cool and pretty and they knew it, or when niggas got cool and pretty and they knew it. See me, I'm hot, but oh boy, in school was I not desired at all by anybody. You want some Joey lore? Here's a picture of me in 5th grade being the master of a ceremony, cutting the ribbon for my school's ribbon cutting ceremony. Yes, I cut the ribbon with these comically large scissors in this oversized ass suit. I still think I look pretty cool. Yeah, I was pretty goofy looking, but there was a gradual shift to a point to where people started treating me better than they did before. And that was just because over time I got quote unquote prettier. I started experiencing what I do now, which is called pretty privilege. Pretty privilege doesn't exactly have a dictionary definition because it's relatively a new term, but just know it's people getting treated better based on societal beauty standards and how they fit them. A lot of people are aware of pretty privilege and a lot of people aren't aware, but most of the time the people who aren't aware are people who benefit from pretty privilege themselves. And I mean like always have. It's obviously going to be a harder concept to wrap your head around when you've been experiencing this like your whole life and other people haven't, and you think people just like you because they like you. you, but no, they like you because you're good looking and they like how you look. I didn't get none of that in school. I got made fun of for being weird looking and acting. But it's funny how even in minute capacity, those same people who made fun of people like me and probably like you for being different are trying to be different themselves now. They want to stand out from the crowd and not be like everybody else, but also still simultaneously make fun of people who subscribe to alternative ways of expressing themselves, especially like alt people and, you know, just nobody who is mainstream and has that Old Navy ass fit on. Goth and all people just get it like the worst. There's this one video on TikTok that this girl made making fun of all people that just would hypothetically be minding their own business, and I made a little like Stitch response video and people then decided to call me angry and mad and pressed. The usual that we already know. People make fun of alt niggas and just anybody who dress, looks, or acts differently. Yet they also want to identify as being different. They want to be different, but to an extent. They still want to follow trends, but they also want to pretend like they aren't following trends. They want to be a trendsetter, but they aren't setting any trends. They're just following in the footsteps of people before them. I don't know if y'all noticed, but time is a loop. This fit existed like 20 years ago. This take on Twitter, literally a year ago. I ratioed the shit out of it. Time is a loop. Everybody different, nigga. Sweaty fashion so unique, and they walk outside with skinny jeans the same fitted and fake V-long. Nigga, you blending in. And I always hear people say, well, the alternative lifestyle is becoming the new normal. And even if it's becoming normalized and more popular, it's still forever and will always be the most inventive. And people will always and forever make fun of those weird people for not being normal, even if it is being normalized. Now, it's funny that when they talk about alt being popular, they're most likely actually talking about the fake alt niggas that popularized the shit. And they did that because they like the clothes and the style, while also being conservatives to some degree. Newsflash, for some of you can't be alt and goth and also be conservative. Those two things don't go together. Last year, they were all BLM and ACAB and shit with the cute little monster can guns and bunny hats and fishnets, knowing damn well it was a phase, and now they're back to Lifetime Original. I've seen one TikTok where like a wannabe girl made fun of girls who were quote unquote basic, and niggas stitched the video with a picture of her from like 5 months ago wearing the exact same shit. Like, that's you. You're in the picture. You're in disguise right now.
This ain't you. None of this is.
I would say you're a wolf in sheep's clothing, but you the sheep. You the one that get herded. I know that was a bit of a tangent, but the point is there will always be weird people and other people who inorganically want to replicate the weirdness without fully committing to being weird. Like, oh, she's so crazy, she's so goofy type shit. Gotta have that shit in your blood. But it's crazy how being a child, seeing people make fun of me for being different, Willis also worshiping people who make careers out of being different because it was cool because they were famous. And I know that weird is cool. Weird is cool as fuck. I remember the first time when I realized that weird was cool. I was in 8th grade, and then around this time I was really trying to let the weird die. I was trying to fit in, or at least do what people wanted me to do. I tried to fit in, and I got to a point where I'd call myself trying to tell my friends off for being weird and quirky and having fun, while I was the only one just not enjoying myself, worrying about what other people were thinking. And for this small period of time, I was trying to appease people that I most likely would have not ever seen again, which is true. I didn't see a lot of those niggas again after middle school. But one day, a friend of mine told me how she loved Gumball. You know, Amazing One of Gumball, the show. And talking about how weird they were. Not as friends, she was one of the popular kids. And around this time, I was pretty good at clicking with everybody. I wasn't popular per se. I still was the quirky weird kid, but I had the effect where I was able to just vibe with everybody on the same type of level. That skill carried on to high school to where I got kind of popular. At least everybody liked me and knew who I was, but I just remained my same weird, quirky theater nerd self. Y'all always say that y'all get the vibe that I'm the kind of guy that vibes with everybody, and that's kind of true. But she told me she was fucking with the show, and I said in my head, damn, that's me for real. Why can't other niggas understand this? Because at the time, I'd still be pushed aside for being the quirky, weird kid. The only difference between grade school was this time I had some social skills. Yet, like I said, they were fucking with weird people if they were like celebrities, or they made money off of being weird, or, you know, they weren't like the people standing right in front of you in like fucking cartoon characters. But at that point, I realized I should stop being super socially aware and just do my own thing. And like I said, it carried on in the high school. It worked to my advantage. People liked me because I was weird, and not because I was normal. In this lifetime, niggas are so focused on not being seen as weird, but I fucking love being weird. I really like confusing niggas and not making sense. Why would you go through your life the whole time trying to get approval from others who don't even live it? Others who you may not even ever see again. This video isn't or wasn't meant to be grandiose. I just want you to realize that there's nothing wrong with not being normal. I see people in the TikTok comment sections on Twitter priding themselves on being normal. All my pronouns are normal. All right, well, you're boring, nigga. Shut up. You ain't shit if you pride yourself on being normal, but you're some cool ass shit if you pride yourself on being weird. That's it. That's all. That's all that I wanted to say. Speaking of cool old people, I just got a pair of fucking demonies. How many of your favorite YouTubers have exaggerated gay boots, huh? Huh? Not all of them. Right next to, the failed experiment.
Come out of my head.